Yes. Earlier today, William Ruto led top government officials in signing performance contracts. But what caught the attention of very many Kenyans was the fact that some cabinet secretaries and principal secretaries were locked out for coming late. Among the ones who were locked out was Moses Kuria and Professor Kithure Kindiki. And Ruto had this to say: if you cannot keep time with your employer, you have basically dismissed yourself. President Ruto asked members of the executive who arrived late at cabinet appraisal meeting to submit written explanations. So in other words, Ruto is just saying that those who came late technically dismissed themselves. So they must show cause. And also during the event, Ruto also said this: I interact with many of you and I ask you questions on projects, and I find that most of you don't even know what is going on in your ministries or departments. You have very scant information. The moment I know more than you in your ministry, then something is very wrong, because by constitution, you are supposed to advise me. So Ruto also admitted that very many of these government officials, these PSS he appointed, and these CSS are very naive about what's going on in their ministries. So the question begs, why did he give them jobs in the first place? I want us to dig deep into all this for Kenyans to understand the high octane politics being played here, because I strongly believe that all these are propaganda. I want us to dig deep into this for Kenyans to understand in clear terms the games being played. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. Let's proceed. Kenya Kwanza came to power on the basis of lies and propaganda. And I'm saying that based on how Ruto and his team campaigned, where they promised that they were going to form a hustlers government, that they were going to incorporate the hustlers in their government. That has been proved as a lie. Ruto lied to Kenyans on that. And we can still remember when William Ruto was campaigning for the presidency, he was attacking his opponents that they were only interested in creating positions for the dynasties. Now, as the president, William Ruto is the person now creating more and more positions. The 50 CASs, we have seen additions in the number of cabinet secretaries, principal secretaries. We have seen the creation of the office of the prime cabinet secretary. And now we are being told that the government intends on creating the office of the official opposition leader. So William Ruto again lied to Kenyans that his team was only interested in the common man. The truth is, Ruto's government is not interested in the common man. Ruto is out to please the big boys. So generally, William Ruto came to power through deceit, lies, and propaganda. And I believe that even what happened today, these are just propaganda, the usual Kenya Kwanza political lies and antics. I'm seeing a very high possibility where William Ruto deliberately organized a deal with Kithure Kindiki and Moses Kuria and some other PSs for them to come late, after which William Ruto will lock them out. The aim of that is to create this impression that Ruto is a very tough leader, very strict, so that politically naive Kenyans can see William Ruto as a no-nonsense leader. That's the first strategy I'm seeing being played here. And I'm saying that with a lot of confidence. This is most definitely a propaganda. William Ruto organized a deal with some of these top government officials for them to deliberately come late. Yes. And then when you see William Ruto talking of interacting with some other cabinet secretaries and government officials who are completely naive about what's going on in their ministries, I'm seeing a William Ruto is trying to deliberately pass the blame now to these cabinet secretaries and the PSS. William Ruto, on his own, he has failed miserably. What he promised Kenyans with his own mouth and what he's still promising, he has failed to deliver. So he wants to pass that blame, his failures, onto the cabinet secretaries. That, these are the people who are failing me. The truth here, William Ruto is micromanaging everything from State House. These PSSs, these cabinet secretaries, cannot do anything without consulting William Ruto. A cabinet secretary or a PS who dares makes a decision without consulting William Ruto, chances are very high that PS or cabinet secretary will most definitely be in the bad books with the William Samoei Ruto. So it's actually true that these government officials, they have not been given that freedom to perform. They must constantly consult with William Samoei Ruto. And also this is just a way Ruto is trying to pass blame. And in one way or the other, William Ruto did achieve his mission today in that some Kenyans believed all this. Some Kenyans actually now believe that Kuria and Kithure Kindiki were locked out because they came late. That was a deal between William Ruto and these cabinet secretaries and other top government officials. And maybe now to act as the devil's advocate, assuming that they were late and William Ruto locked them out, what does that mean? That should be a warning to Moses Kuria and to Professor Kithure Kindiki that at one point they might be left alone to carry their own crosses. It's true that the police have been very brutal on peaceful demonstrators, and as I talk, there is a petition by Azimio at Hague. So when the rubber meets the bullet, William Ruto might dump Kithure and even these top security bosses. They'll carry their own crosses. And that's also a warning to people like Moses Kuria and some rogue elements in this government that power is temporary. something can happen and they might find themselves out of that power, either through being sacked by Ruto himself or as a result of William Ruto's government being kicked out of office. So, as they actually hold those positions, they must be alive to the fact that they should not allow themselves to be misused, or they should not be drunk with the power. That's a very clear warning shot to Kuria, Kithure Kindiki, and the rogue elements in government. And I also saw William Ruto warning against extrajudicial killings. So these rogue elements in this government killing innocent Kenyans simply because the Kenyans are demonstrating. They will at one point be forced to carry their own crosses. Let me stop you there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you.